This is one of Fitness Blender's low-impact cardio and toning workouts. For this workout routine, we're going to be doing 3 rounds of 8 different exercises. Each exercise we're going to be doing for 40 seconds, and you don't need any equipment for this routine, although you can use dumbbells if you want to make it a little bit harder. Let's go ahead and get started with round number 1. We're going to start this round with a tap and pulls. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Let's start by focusing on that leg motion first. Starting with those feet just about shoulder width apart, be nice and slow. You're going to step back behind you with one foot, kind of kicking those hips back behind you just a little bit, then come back to that nice wide stance with those feet, then kick that opposite leg back behind you. Now as you're doing this motion with those legs, you want to also incorporate those arms, so every time you stand back together with those feet in a nice wide position, those hands are going to be directly in front of that chest. Every time you step off to one side with a leg, those arms will come out really nice and wide. Now you can make this harder by holding dumbbells. Start with something really nice and light, maybe some 1 or 2 pound dumbbells. Then you can always make it harder if you need to. Go ahead and let it relax. Let's move on to the next one, the squat and torso twist punches. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Squat down in a quarter or half squat. The lower you go, the harder it's going to be. Then a nice quick motion with those arms, punching back and forth, left to right, trying to rotate those shoulders at the same time. There's a good one for those obliques. The further you rotate with those shoulders, the more you're going to get out of those obliques. And also, the faster you go with those arms, the more those shoulders, biceps, and triceps are going to have to work. So just keep that motion going nice and quick. Just get as much of an extension on that arm as you can, as much of a rotation through those shoulders as possible. Just about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. We're going to switch on to the next one, the cross squats. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Go ahead and put those arms directly up above your head. Nice quick motion, squatting down as low as is comfortable, rotating your left arm and shoulder down to the outside of your right foot, then stand it right back up and do the same thing on the opposite side. Just keep alternating back and forth, trying to rotate that shoulder down as far as is comfortable, reaching down towards the outside of that foot every single time. Nice and slow, right back up, bring those hands directly back up above your head. Now, if you want to make this a little bit harder, you can always use dumbbells for this, just a little bit of a lightweight, like a 1 or 2 pound dumbbell actually goes quite a ways in this kind of exercise. And just about 5 seconds left. We're almost done. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, the half jacks. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Go ahead and start off with that right arm, that left leg, bring them up really nice and high, ending with that right arm directly above that shoulder and that left leg up about hip height or so. Then nice and slow, let them drop back down. You're going to do the same exact motion, the opposite arm and leg. Just bring them up as high as you possibly can. Nice and slow back down. Just control that motion. Keep it nice and even. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can always hold a dumbbell in your hand and put ankle weights on. But just make sure you're keeping that motion nice and slow under control. Never swing that arm or leg. Always have it under control the entire time. And we got just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's go to the next one, the plyo wall push-ups. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Find yourself a nice open piece of wall. You're going to drop yourself forward about a 45-degree angle or so, or a little bit less, just wherever you feel comfortable. Drop towards that wall, doing a push-up off that wall, and then push yourself away from it so those hands actually come off the wall completely. Then nice and slow, drop back down, right back into that push-up, and then press again, nice and quick, away from that wall, hopping those hands off the wall just for a little bit. Just keep that motion going, nice and slow under control. Make sure you get a little bit of a hop every single time at the top. If you want to make it a little bit harder, just start scooting those feet out a little bit further away from the wall. Just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, the calf, ventral, and lateral raises. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Now grab a pair of dumbbells if you'd like. Otherwise, you can do this with just your arm weight. Nice and slow, come up into a calf raise at the same time as doing a lateral raise. Those arms come straight out to the sides. And then the same thing, doing a ventral raise. Those arms come straight up in front of that shoulder. So you want to get that hand to at least shoulder height, maybe just a little bit higher. Then nice and slow back down to your sides every time you drop out of that calf raise. Then right back up onto those toes again. Bring those arms right back up, either out to the side or up in front of that shoulder. Just keep alternating back and forth, making sure you're getting up onto those toes as high as you possibly can every single time. Almost done, just a couple seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, let's move to the next one, the row with a tricep extension and a deadlift. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Drop straight over forward into a deadlift, keeping that back really nice and flat. Then you're going to do a nice row motion, pulling those elbows up to your sides, really nice and tight, trying to get them back behind that rib cage. Then slowly do a tricep extension, kicking those arms directly back behind you, extending that elbow, getting those forearms straight back by those hips, and then nice and slow, let those hands come back down, dropping back in front of your body before you come back up from that deadlift. Just make sure you're trying to keep each one of those motions as separate from the other one as possible. You don't want to let them mix. Just keep that motion nice and slow under control. Make sure you're keeping that back really nice and flat. All right, got just about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, let's move to the next one, the high knee pulls. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Now start with those hands directly above your head, feet nice and close together. You're going to pull one knee up nice and high. Those hands are going to come down to the outside of that knee, the outside of that thigh. Then bring them right back up again as you drop that leg. That opposite knee is going to come up, and then those arms are going to come down to the outside of that leg. Just keep alternating back and forth, getting that knee up as high as you possibly can, getting as much range of motion out of those arms as possible. So you want to get them all the way up over top of your head as far as you can extend them, then down to the outside of that leg as far as you can extend it. Just keep alternating back and forth. Like I said, make sure you're really focusing on getting as much range of motion as you can. And just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, good job. That was the end of round number 1. Go ahead and pause it here if you need to. Otherwise, we're starting to round number 2 in just a second. Let's go and get started with round number 2, starting back over with the tap and pulls. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Keeping a nice even pace, stepping back and forth with those feet. Bring those arms out nice and wide, back together in front of that chest. Just make sure you keep those arms up nice and high. Don't let them start to droop down as they get tired from moving them back and forth and just keeping up there that long. They're going to start trying to droop down. So really focus on trying to keep those arms up about shoulder height the entire time. Now you're going to be obviously feeling this in your shoulders quite a bit, but you're also going to be feeling it in those thighs, those obliques just a little bit from that hip kick. Just make sure you're trying to get that range of motion on that leg as well as those arms. And you got just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's move on to the next one, the squat and torso twist punches. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Squat down in a quarter or half squat. And nice and quick, punch those arms back and forth, rotating those shoulders as much as you can. Remember, the more you rotate those shoulders, the more you're going to get into those obliques. The quicker you punch those arms, the more work you're going to get out of that bicep, tricep, and shoulder. The lower you go down in that squat, the more work you're going to get out of that butt, those quadriceps, those hamstrings a little bit, as well as those calves. So just pick which level of effort you want to put into this and modify this exercise accordingly. Got just about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. We're doing the cross squats next. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Squatting down nice and low, bringing your left hand down to the outside of that right foot. And the same thing with that right hand down to the outside of that left foot. Just keep alternating back and forth, rotating those shoulders as far as you can every single time you squat, trying to get down nice and low with those hips. Just make sure you're keeping that motion under control. Now you're going to be feeling this in those legs, that quadricep, that hamstring, and those glutes, as well as that calf just a little bit. But you're also going to be feeling it in that lower back and those obliques, as well as on top of that shoulder and a little bit into that arm. And just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's move back onto those half jacks. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Bring that right arm up and that left leg up really nice and high, then alternating over with that other side. Just keep alternating back and forth, trying to get as much range of motion of that arm and leg as you can, trying to get that leg up as high as possible, trying to get that arm directly above that shoulder. You're going to feel this quite a bit in the outside of that thigh, maybe a little bit in the front of the thigh as well. You're also going to feel it through that oblique and that top of that shoulder. Just keep that motion going nice and slow under control. And just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. So let's move to the next one, the plyo wall push-ups. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Up against that wall again. Remember, this is just a traditional push-up. You're just at a different angle. Nice and slow, drop it down towards that wall. Then a quick hop away from that wall, actually bouncing yourself off the wall so your hands come off the wall. Then slowly jumping back down onto that wall, dropping as low to the wall as you possibly can. Get a nice stretch on that chest, then popping it right back up again. Now you're going to feel this primarily in your chest and also your tricep, the back of that upper arm. A little bit in your abdominal muscles, hip flexors, and quadriceps, but not much from this angle. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can always drop that angle down so you're off of like a countertop of a kitchen or a tabletop. Just makes it a little bit harder. And we're almost done, just a few seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, the calf, ventral, and lateral raises. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Remember using those dumbbells, or you can use just your arm weight. Come up onto that toe as high as you possibly can in that calf raise. Then those arms are either going to come up to a lateral raise, so straight out from your sides, or a ventral raise, straight up in front of your body. Just get those hands just about shoulder height, maybe a little bit higher if you want a little bit harder, so a little bit more range of motion out of it. Otherwise, just bring it right up to shoulder height, straight back down to those hips, then right back up again. Now you should be feeling this primarily in those calves, obviously, from doing that calf raise, but you should also be feeling it in the outside of that shoulder and the front of that shoulder from doing that lateral raise and that ventral raise. And just keep it going. We're almost done. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, the row with the tricep extension and deadlift. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Tipping straight forward for that deadlift, keeping that back really nice and straight, those legs straight. Row that dumbbell up towards your chest, then extend it straight out back behind you, then nice and slow back down again. Now you're going to feel this through that hamstring and that butt from doing that deadlift, from that rhomboid from doing that pull, also in that bicep, and then that tricep extension, kicking that arm back behind you. You're going to feel in that tricep, the back of that upper arm. So just keep that motion going nice and slow under control. Remember, try to isolate each one of those motions individually. And about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's move to the next one, the high knee pulls. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Putting those hands directly up above your head, then pull one knee up really nice and high, dropping those hands down to the outside of the thigh, that knee you raise, then doing the same thing over on the other side. Just keep alternating back and forth. You're going to feel this in the top of that thigh just a little bit, primarily in the front of your hip, and those abdominal muscles just a tiny bit, as well as that shoulder from those arms moving up and down. Just keep that motion under control, trying to get as much range of motion out of those arms and that knee as you possibly can. And just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, that was the end of round number 2. Go ahead and pause it here if you need a little bit of extra rest. Otherwise, we're going to start right back into round number 3. All right, let's start again with the tap and pulls. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Nice and slow, walking back and forth those legs, opening those arms up every single time you kick one leg back behind you. Again, you're going to be feeling this in the shoulder and those inside and outside thighs, those butt muscles, as well as that torso. Just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. Let's go ahead and move to the next one, the squat with a torso twist punch. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Squat down in a quarter or half squat, rotating those shoulders back and forth, punching those arms across your body. Nice quick motion, rotating as much as you possibly can, and keeping that nice low squat. Just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. Go ahead and move on to the next one, the cross squats. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Squatting down nice and low, rotating those shoulders across, getting that hand down to the outside of that opposite foot as far as you possibly can. And nice full extension right back up again before you start down to the other side. Just keep alternating back and forth, nice and quick, making sure you get a really nice full range of motion with that squat and that arm motion. Almost done, just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. Let's go and move to the next one, the half jacks. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Raising that right arm and that left leg up nice and high, then alternating over with that opposite arm, that left arm, and that right leg. Just keep alternating back and forth. Get as much range of motion out of that arm and leg as you possibly can. Remember, you're going to be feeling this through the outside of that thigh and that shoulder. Just about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. Move to the next one, the plyo wall push-ups. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Find that open piece of wall. Drop down to a full push-up. Get as low down to the wall as you possibly can. A nice quick pop away from the wall. Getting those hands to pop off the wall completely. Then nice and slow right back down again. Falling against the wall. Going back down to a full push-up before you hop those hands back off the wall again. Just like with a traditional push-up, make sure you keep that back really nice and straight. Straight line from that shoulder all the way down to that ankle. And you got just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. Let's go ahead and move to the next one, the calf, ventral, and lateral raises. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Come up onto those toes really nice and high in that calf raise. Bring those arms directly up in front of that shoulder, straight out in front of your body. Then drop back down, coming back up onto those toes again, this time pulling those arms out to the side, straight out from that shoulder. So make sure you bring that dumbbell or that arm just straight up to about shoulder height. Just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. Go to the next one, the row tricep extension plus a deadlift. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Dropping straight forward into that deadlift. Keep that back nice and flat, those legs straight. Then pull those arms up for that row, pulling that dumbbell up towards your chest, elbows back behind you. And then extend those arms straight back behind you for that tricep extension. And then nice and slow, let everything drop back down before you come back up from that deadlift. Just about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. Let's move to the next one, the high knee pulls. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Putting those arms straight up over top of your head, pulling one knee up really nice and high as you drop those arms down to the outside of that thigh. Then extend those arms right back up as that leg drops, pulling that other knee straight up as those arms come back down, just alternating back and forth, trying to get as much range of motion out of those arms and legs as you can. And we're almost done, about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, good job. You just finished one of Fitness Splender's low impact cardio and toning workouts.